Those noises your neck is making, when are they normal and safe? And when are they dangerous or concerning and need to be checked out? Stick around and you'll find out. Well, first off, what is normal noise in the spine? What I would say is that if in your regular everyday motions, you're looking where there's rotation or lateral flexion, you might be doing some stretching. If you hear any clicks, pops, sometimes you might hear that noise. That's just the sound of little bubbles forming, the joint capsule stretching and bubbles forming inside the synovial fluid. That is a normal noise that you would hear. So that's not something to be concerned about. Now, if your spine doesn't make any noise at all and typically would be accompanied by restricted motion, if you have very poor range of motion and you don't hear any noise, it's probably because your spine doesn't allow you to stretch the joint far enough to get that joint capsule. It's like the envelope around the joint to stretch. That is a problem, all right? That is a problem. We should have proper range of motion that allows for the joint to stretch fully. If that's not happening, you definitely need to get that in to see a chiropractor. Some more obvious noises in your spine that are concerning are things like a cracking sound that is a clunk, more of a clunking sound, a deep sound that may be accompanied with some discomfort, can be pain. Your body may want to lock up with it. And that can be indicative of hypermobility. So you've got a joint that is moving too much. The ligaments that support the bones, where the bones come together, ligaments have become unstable. And that usually comes about from a spine that has areas above and below that area of too much motion are joints that don't have enough motion. So it's like a team. The players above and below the segment that's moving too much have been moving too little. And so again, like a team, two guys that aren't doing the work, the one in the middle is doing all the play, all the movement. And as a result, that leads to instability. And that is a big problem. We don't want a joint to get to that point. And that's why we want to take care of joints that aren't moving properly, that are stuck and fixed to varying degrees. We don't want that to happen, because when we have joints that aren't moving properly, it leads to another situation too that is more like a grinding, like gravel grinding. So as you go through your motion, it's not a clunk and a big movement. It's more of like gravel sounds as you rotate or laterally flex. And that is a sign that there's wear and tear on the cartilage, on the surfaces, the slippery cartilage that protects the bone. That cartilage is becoming pockmarked and damaged. And that happens in a joint that, as we would use the lingo in chiropractic, is a subluxated joint. It's a joint that just has been injured in the past, whether it's a one-time injury or repetitive strain, and that joint has just not been moving properly, and it does not allow for proper nutrition to get into the joint cartilage. The joint cartilage is broken down to varying degrees. We want to catch that as soon as possible, because we can help to restore some of that. We just don't want to wait so long that cartilage is so damaged that you start then having bone on bone and more deeper arthritic problems and more painful problems. All right. So if you're getting any grinding, any gravelly sounds, you definitely want to get into a chiropractor to see that. So it's hypermobility or grinding, like clunk, or gravel sound, or anything, any cracking that is associated with painful, like spasming or a locking feeling. You definitely want to get that checked. So, as is really critical, we want to make sure that we're taking care of a healthy joint. If your joints are healthy, take care of them so that they don't go down the road that we've been talking about. It doesn't have to happen. It's not age. It is the duration that problems have existed. So if we can focus on a healthy joint staying healthy, an unsubluxated joint, then you're going to avoid all these things that we've talked about. If you find yourself in this category of locking or grinding or gravelly sounds or hypermobility, you definitely want to get that checked. If you're here in the Ottawa area, give us a call here at Ascension Chiropractic, and we'll do everything we can to turn this around and get you feeling and functioning better. We're taking care of these things all the time. So I hope that was helpful to you. Your spine, just like a car, makes noises, and if you can understand what those noises mean, you can do something about it. Have a great day.